Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good morning, hello, or good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you. Hello, welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I am, of course, AOZander. We are being joined by
the Golden Loon.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And you, viewer, of course, are you. Thank you guys for coming in. You know, guys, gals, you know, and various pals and all that jazz. Today is, of course, Sun's Day, aka Sunday, May 17th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a, where'd it go? Right here. Yeah, there it is. We have a 36-page document to go through today. You know, not that bad. So, actually, there's not as much marked, I don't think, today as there was yesterday and everything. So, but yeah. Anyway, on with the show. Before we begin, though, I want to say, remember when you asked the question yesterday, I wonder why he abdicated?
Who?
Like that one Japanese shogun.
Oh, yeah.
Sohen, you remember Sohen?
Yes.
He is still watching us, so bless his heart.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm trying to, let me smaller this so we can get you on camera. There we go. So he wrote a comment here. Emperor Suzaku abdicated the throne on May 23rd, 946, or the 9th year of the Tenyo era, after ruling for 16 years. He gave up the chrysanthemum throne in order to transfer power to his younger brother, who then successfully succeeded him as Emperor Murakaki Heian tradition during the Heian period. Abdication was a remarkable common practice. It also it allowed retired emperors to leave the highly ceremonial and restricted palace life and step out from under the heavily political control of the Fujiwara clan. By stepping down early, Suzaku could wield power from behind the scenes as a cloistered emperor, a system known as Insai. Rebellion, Suzaki's reign from 930 to 946 was marked by significant political and military instability, most notably the rebellions led by Taira no Masakuru and Fujiwara no Sumitomo in the early 940s. Post-abdication, after stepping down, Suzaku lived for several more years as a retired monarch, eventually taking monastic vows and becoming a Buddhist monk in 952 before passing away later that same year. Wow.
Oh.
So thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much
about that.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
I'm more shocked that he still watches us. So yeah, awesome. Thank you. Anyway, let's move on here. 218, the 7th recorded perihelion passage of Halley's Comet. Okay. Moving on up to 1521, Edward Stafford, the 3rd Duke of Buckingham, was executed for treason. Yikes. 1527, Panfilo de Narvaez departed Spain to explore Florida with 600 men. By 1536, only 4 survived.
Oh, geez.
So, out of 600, only 4. And let's image search just really quick, because it actually showed us a map of their routes. They went out to explore Florida. So it looks like they set out from Spain, and they hit Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, and then into Cuba, and what would become all that, and then Florida. And then at some point, they turned back after getting out of the Mississippi River Delta, and they just ceased in the Gulf of Mexico, or now Gulf of America.
You think they sunk or something?
I have no idea. Oh. But I think they just lost a lot of people along the way, periodically.
Only 4 survived.
Actually, they landed a lot more than just once in Cuba. They landed in Santo Domingo, Santiago, Trinidad, Zuaga, La Habana, and then Tampa Bay. And then they were on land over here at Apalachee Bay, the Bay of Horses, and they got back out, and then that's where it ended here. The men arrived September 22nd. 250 men leave in 5 boats, and that's about the end. Right there. So, anyway, let's move on up here. 1536, Anne Boleyn's 4 lovers were executed shortly before her own beheading. Yeah, we spoke about Anne Boleyn and everything the other day. Remember this photo? Or this painting here?
Yeah.
It looks like he's ready to hit a home run with her head. So, from over here, 1536 as well, from the other source, George Boleyn, 2nd Viscount Rochford, and 4 other men were executed for treason. Okay, so that's the 4 lovers and this other guy, and then Anne Boleyn. So that's going to be a total of 6 people executed. And then we also have another article from the other source. Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn's marriage was annulled. Well, I mean, that should have been before her execution, right?
Yeah, that should have been listed first.
1620, the first merry-go-round seen at a fair in the the Philappopolis in Turkey. So, all right.
A merry-go-round.
Yeah, in the Ottoman Empire. Like also known as a carousel. Like you know what this area needs, a carousel. You know, just slam it into the brick wall. It builds character. But yeah, like basically these. So not a carousel, but like a merry-go-round. 1630, Italian Jesuit Nicola Zucchi was the first to see two belts on the Jupiter's surface. So he's looking through a telescope.
Oh, okay.
And like, you know how Jupiter has all those gas rings and everything? Well, this is the first time a human was able to actually distinguish different colors, so we saw two belts.
Yeah.
You know, now we just see, like, you know, all this stuff and the red ring and all that jazz.
Yeah.
1639, the Treaty of Zunab ended the 15-year-long war between the Ottomans and the Safavids. Okay. 1673, Frenchman Louis Joliet and Jacques Marquette, a Jesuit, set out from the St. Ignace mission on an expedition to explore the Mississippi River. They reached the border of Louisiana and Arkansas. How come this one's Kansas and this one's not Arkansas? 1683, pirates sack Veracruz in New Spain, taking 400 prisoners for ransom. Those pirates again. 1689, and actually, hold on a second. Okay, audio is picking up. Okay, I just realized in Discord that first off, the mic isn't over here, so that way I can pick you up.
Oh, okay.
But I also have Discord set on push to talk, so I can't see, but it is now lighting up. So that's a shame on me. I should have noticed that earlier.
Well, you caught it anyways.
Yeah, 7 minutes.
Not too far in.
Yeah. What else we got here? 1689, English King William III declared war on France in support of the Dutch Republic, starting the 9 Years' War, or during the 9 Years' War, something to do with the 9 Years' War. 1733, Great Britain passed the Molasses Act, putting high tariffs on rum and molasses imported to the colonies from a country other than British possessions. So, like, you know, from Spain and all that stuff, because they had a lot of the Central and South Americas and all that jazz. But I just want to bring this up here. Molasses Act of 1733, tax of 6 pence per gallon on molasses from non-British colonies passed at the insistence of large plantation owners in the British West Indies. New England and Middle colonies had a large trade system within the French, Dutch, and Spanish West Indies possessions, not instituted to generate revenue, but rather to control trade. So that's not nice. 1750, between now and the 18th, so today and tomorrow, there is a tax revolt in Gorkisheim. No idea.
Where is that?
Gorinsham. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, like, you know, to be honest, like, I don't really like try that hard to pronounce things.
Yeah. No, you
know,
do actually.
So.
Actually, you do a really good job. I am stunned at some of the stuff you pull off.
Well,
and then I laugh at some things too. But overall, really good.
Well, there is an article somewhere in here that is only marked because it has a very difficult name. I like to torture myself for some reason.
I've seen you torture other people. Here, you take this one.
Oh. Kyle, where are you?
Yeah, exactly.
We got to get a blueberry muffin and drizzle it in maple syrup. That'll lure him in here. 1756, Britain declared war on France, the 7 Years' War, also known as the French and Indian War. So, and that was fought out here. Like, they used the new colonies in the Americas as a proxy war system. Like, I wonder when the concept of proxy wars even started. Because, you know, we had a war with the Soviet Union in Afghanistan using the Taliban. That was a proxy war.
True.
And this is basically the same thing. Britain and France are warring with each other, but they're doing so on the New World's land using the natives as cannon fodder, essentially.
And Russia and China did the same thing with Vietnam.
Yeah. 1760, French forces besieging Quebec retreat after the Royal Navy arrived to relieve the British garrison. In 1775, during the American Revolutionary War, the Continental Congress banned trade with Canada because they were British. So, but there is that, you know, French part of Canada, or like, was that under British occupation? Did France take that? Like I gotta know more about the history of Canada and North America entirely, not just the country.
They did divide it, and I think France.
But France has
was
most of the
influential
eastern.
up there. Eastern, yeah.
But that's where all the water's at, the ports, you know? Like, how do you sustain the western? I mean, even if you're going through the tributaries, you have to go through the eastern section.
Well, I think it's just like California it wasn't part of anything, just open land out there. And
No, California was part of
the Spain deal.
Well, no, California was Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, that's Spain at the time, not Mexico.
Well, then they had a revolution, then they became Mexico.
Yeah. But
and then they decided to fight us, and then they didn't do so well that time.
somehow the English left the East Coast. I don't know how England ended up holding the whole thing. I don't know. I should know that history better, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Well, I want to learn more about just generalized North American history, not just countries, but the whole continent. How they bleed in and connect to each other. Anyway, 1787, an English slave ship Sisters en route from Africa to Cuba capsized, killing hundreds. Well, I mean, at least they didn't live 20 years under servitude. I mean, as awful as that sounds, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. So, 1792, 24 merchants from the New York Stock Exchange formed the New York Stock Exchange at 70 Wall Street. And here's a photo of it right there.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it used to look like. And then it's still there, the facade and everything. But then there was a lot of stock exchanges and stuff at the World Trade Center, as depicted in Trading Places. Remember they went to the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers, and everything to do the whole stock exchange scene and all that jazz.
Not the Twin Towers.
They were in the Twin Towers.
Who was in the Twin Towers?
Do you remember the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and that random? I don't remember the white guy. Yeah.
The two brothers.
No, they weren't brothers. No, that's Coming to America.
No, Trading Places.
Oh, the two brothers were the rich people. Yes. Yeah. They went into the World Trade Center, and then that's where the stock exchange was, where the ending of the movie.
That wasn't the stock exchange. That was the commodities market.
Oh, okay. Never
Remember
mind.
frozen orange juice?
Yeah, well, I don't know where all this crap is. There's so much stuff.
How did we get on Trading Places?
Well, we were talking about New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah, okay.
So, anyway, 1794, hard frost in southern New England. So it's compacted ice and everything.
It's late in the year, huh?
Yeah. 1803, John Hawkins and Richard French patented the reaping machine. And this,
what the heck is that?
It's a thing where as the horse pulls it, the wheels are attached to a chain which turns that huge thing, and it reaps.
Yeah.
It's a very antiquated, essentially combine harvester.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a harvester without the combine.
Yes. 1805, Muhammad Ali became Wali of Egypt. Is that a king or something?
I don't know.
Muhammad Ali. And not the boxer, of
Obviously
course.
not. Not 1805.
Obviously not.
Well, he took a name. They gave him a name. And probably after this guy.
Let me just see Wali of Egypt.
Because his original name was Cassius Clay.
Administrative title. Yeah, well, I think he took that when he became a Muslim, right?
Yeah, they chose it for him, whoever they are.
Oh, okay. He didn't choose it himself?
May have.
I don't know. Anyway, 1809, Papal States annexed by France. Emperor Napoleon I ordered the annexation of the Papal States to the French Empire. 1814, Denmark ceded Norway to Sweden. So the Constitution of Norway, Sweden, this is their Constitution Day. The Constitution of Norway was signed, and Crown Prince Christian Frederick of Denmark was elected King of Norway by the Norwegian Constituent Assembly. 1814 as well, Norwegian Constitution passed by Constituent Assembly at Edesvoll. So that's the same article essentially. So 1814 as well, the occupation of Monaco changed from French to Austrian. That's interesting. 10 years later, the diaries of Lord Byron were burnt by 6 of the poet's friends at the office of John Murray in London, sometimes described as, quote, the greatest crime in literary history, end quote. Yeah, no, don't burn books.
Yeah.
Don't destroy them. I don't care what the contents of them are. Don't destroy history. Just don't. 1848, Gerrit, this is the name I was talking about, Count Schimmelpenninck. What the hell kind of a name is Schimmelpenninck? That almost sounds as ridiculous as Carl Schmoo. Resigned as chairman of the Council of Ministers in the Netherlands. Well, I pronounced that a lot better than I thought. I just saw a lot of...
Yeah, you did pretty good. I don't know how close you are, but it sounds really good.
Well, I just saw a lot of letters, so I'm like, okay, this is going to be difficult. Anyway, 1849, a fire destroyed the Centurium in St. Louis, Missouri. What's a centrum? It destroyed Centrum. Why is it zooming in and out over there? Centrum. Let's see here. Okay, Centrum in St. Louis, Missouri. Let's check this out. One city center. I guess like a city center?
I guess so.
That's what it's giving me when I'm looking up Centrum. So
probably it.
Maybe the city center. 1859, Australian rules football first. Laws of the game were published. The other source members of the Melbourne Football Club codified the first rules of Australian rules football. Crikey. And this for, of course, rugby, which, my Aussie high school friend, he played rugby.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the original rules. So, the world's oldest professional football club, and the first rules of the uniquely Australian game were written for the Melbourne Football Club. All right. What else do we got here? 1860, German Football Club, TSV. 1860, München was founded. München.
No idea what that is.
When I get high, I get München. So,
well, probably more rugby.
Now this one is phenomenal. 1861, the first color photograph of a tartan ribbon was shown by Scottish scientist James Clerk Maxwell to the Royal Institution in London. That's the very first color photograph, at least to my knowledge in recorded history.
Well, that's what they're telling us.
Yeah, and what's interesting as I gathered
you cleared it up some. That's better.
Yeah. So, I just gathered that from an image search. I had no idea that the primary source had the photo. I just copy paste everything, polish it up, and I don't transfer the photos over with it. Anyway, 1862, we have the Battle of Princeton, West Virginia, ended with about 128 casualties.
Ooh.
That's not a lot. Usually they're in the thousands. Well, casualties is dead and wounded. Usually,
So 1862
Civil War
should have been the Civil War.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we also have the Battle of Big Black River Bridge, Mississippi, in 1863. So, American Civil War, during the Vicksburg campaign, Union forces under John A. McClernand defeated a Confederate rearguard and captured around 1,700 men at the Battle of Big Black River Bridge. So. It's this name. I don't like how this name starts, but thankfully it ends with a G rating. 1865, the International Telegraph Union, later named the International Telecommunication Union, was established. 1872, Bohemian Club incorporated in San Francisco. So it sounds like one of these, like men's only club things, like Bohemian Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1875, the first Kentucky Derby, Oliver Lewis aboard Astrides won in 2 minutes, 37 seconds, or why am I reading this very poorly? 2 minutes, 37.75 seconds. Okay, there we go. 1876, the 7th U.S. Cavalry under General George Armstrong Custer left Fort Lincoln. So I wonder if they're on their way for the Battle of Bighorn.
One wonders, huh?
He died in 1876, so this is...
sounds like it.
June 25th. So
you should have added that on the way to his last stand.
Well, no, June 25th, so that's like a month and change from now.
Well, it's going to take a while to get there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe this is when he's on his way out. 1877, Edwin T. Holmes installed the first telephone switchboard burglar alarm. Oh. How does that work?
I don't know.
A telephone switchboard burglar alarm?
I don't know.
You have to inform the operator to switchboard the burglar alarm, or
maybe
how does this work?
If it trips, it calls the operator. I don't know.
Oh, okay, maybe it goes that way. Okay, that makes sense. Well, but yeah, there it is. You can see the little ding 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 thing right there. What else we got here? 1881, Frederick Douglass was appointed Recorder of Deeds for the District of Columbia.
Oh, there you go.
I am so flabbergasted from the other day.
Well, running for, he was the vice president.
Yeah.
With a woman.
Well, still, no,
running for president.
Like, president, vice president, doesn't matter. Like, it was like, what, 1870 something or whatever? Or 1880?
I'm not sure.
It was the later, like not the very end, but it was like 1870 or later. The first woman, who was running for president on the ballot, and her running mate was Frederick Douglass.
Yeah.
That's.
Well, we don't know.
Why are we not taught about that in history?
We don't know if they got on the ballot or not.
No, they were. That was her running mate. Like they got to the point where she had a running mate.
I know that.
So,
yes.
Wouldn't she have been whatever political party's, candidate for that presidency election?
It could be. I don't know.
Well, isn't that how it works?
Yeah. Well, not everybody gets on the ballot. You don't have 23 different.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, okay, back when there was Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
They were trying to get the bid for the Democratic position.
Yeah.
Once you get in that position, once you're the person, then you get a running mate. Correct?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. She had already had a running mate.
Yeah.
So whatever party. What I'm saying
she had been nominated by that party.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The party. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. So.
Yeah, he was her running. She was.
Yeah. But wasn't that for the Democratic Party?
No. I didn't recognize the party.
Okay.
Never had heard of it.
Anyway, let's get back on track here. 1881 as well, revised version of New Testament. All right. And I'm going to do a quick scan for comments. Nothing there. Nothing there. All right. 1884, Alaska became a U.S. territory.
Ooh,
we're
nice.
not to hear there. But we're here. 1890, Comic Cuts, the first weekly comic paper published in London. Check this out. So it's a bunch of random comics.
Yeah.
And this is the first funny pages, I guess, but it's all just
comic cuts.
Pictures, prizes, jokes. So this is all.
Yeah.
This is basically like the old form of Mad Magazine, or Cracked, or whatever. Those children magazines or entertainment magazines.
Newspaper, right?
No. This was its own thing. The first weekly comic paper.
Okay.
It's its own thing.
Its own thing.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
1897, the first successful submarine that can run submerged for any considerable distance and combined electric and gasoline engines was launched in the USA by its designer John Philip Holland. That is epic. So let's take an image search with this vessel here really quick. Images. Yeah. I was looking, for a thumbnail.
You think that's it?
Oh, yeah. No, that's definitely it.
Okay.
John Philip Holland. This is a submarine.
Okay.
So, wow. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get a bigger version of this. Look at that. Look at the interior. Mm-hmm. You have a torpedo tube and torpedo room, but then all of this is the boiler. And so the rest of it's all just engine. This and this is the only crew quarters.
Well, there's got to be a ballast to take air and get you up and down, too.
We have a triple expansion engines here. Telescope smokestack. Okay, so that's a smokestack. It's telescopes. Dynamo, air compressor.
Air compressor. There's going to be something in there to take air to... get you back to the surface.
There's a lot of unmarked empty space in here that could be used for ballast, and we don't know, the exterior around the sides either.
Right.
So we're only getting one dimension of this, but it doesn't look like you can really access much, if anything. Maybe an access, route on one side or something. But right here you have the guy up here looking out. That's the pilot, and then you have a guy sitting down here. There obviously has to be some people. Yeah. Well, the boiler is right here.
Yeah.
For steam.
It looks like stairs or something. Behind.
Where?
Keep going over to the
right here.
Right there. Yeah.
No, this is all engine.
That's all engine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to keep going though.
Yeah.
1898, Camp Merritt formed in Presidio C053 or 0503. What the hell does that even mean?
Don't know.
That's weird. 1899, Victorian Albert Museum Foundation was laid in London, England. All right, I gotta do an image search of this building to see if it is indeed there. So let's see here. Oh. Okay, that looks like a cool building.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, nice. I'd like to visit it one day. 1900, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz was first published by L. Frank Baum with illustrations by William Wallace Denslow in Chicago. All right.
1900, huh?
The first copy was given to the author's sister. Cool. 1900, in China, 3 villages within 100 miles of Peking were burned by Boxers and 60 Chinese Christians were killed. Yikes. 1902, Greek archaeologist Valeros Stais discovered the Antikythera mechanism, an ancient mechanical analog computer. Now they've done. Have you ever heard of this? Like, this is remarkable. This was found on this calendar date in 1802 in Antikythera, Greece. Hence its name, Antikythera mechanism. But it is ancient. It predates anything of this technology.
I have heard of this.
So, like, you know, like, this gives credence to theories about, like, ancient civilizations, maybe like Atlantis and all that stuff, or maybe the mud flood, Tartaria, all that jazz. But they've done 3D scans and all that stuff, and like right here, like, they actually they did scans and everything, and they rebuilt it as best they could in a simulation. But this is essentially, it's a giant clockwork type mechanism, and it is amazing.
Way before
anything like that. So
any technology.
What else do we got here? In 1905, Waseda University of Tokyo defeated LA High School 5-3 in baseball. That is embarrassing. Our own pastime. Come on, guys.
It's a high school.
True. University versus high school.
University of Tokyo. Come on.
So that's kind of unfair. So, well, that's very unfair. 1909, white firemen on Georgia I Road strike to protest against hiring blacks. Wow. Terrible. You know, thank God we are not like this anymore. So, 1910, Canada set the designs for the 1 to 50 cent coins. I'm just going to do a surface level scratch just to see what these coins look like. Oh, okay. Look at that. Cool. So you have a 1 cent, 25 cents, $2, $1, 5 cents. Yeah. But I wonder what this 50 cents. Okay. Yeah. There's the loonie and there's a toonie. We have a couple of these lying around. What else we got here? In 1914, the Protocol of Corfu was signed, recognizing full autonomy to Northern Epirus under nominal Albanian sovereignty. Okay. 1915, the National Baptist Convention was chartered. Okay. 1916, British summertime daylight savings was introduced. But we covered the first country to implement daylight savings times was Germany. We covered that a week or so ago, or a couple weeks ago.
I remember something about it. I don't remember the country, but
it was Germany. I know that because I saw it, and I was talking with what's his name? Help me.
I don't know.
Creative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. God, I'm getting old. 1919, UK War Department ordered the use of national star insignia on all airplanes. So what's that star insignia? Let's take a look at this. Just that. Yeah, that one. Okay. I recognize that one.
Okay.
But that's the United Kingdom. I always thought that was the U.S.
I did too.
Huh. So that's the UK.
Wow.
No, wait a minute. The UK... No, it's not. The UK was a circle thing.
Yeah, that was the U.S.
Yeah. You know, I'm not seeing anything like that anywhere on any of this.
No.
And some of these look French. So, yeah, no.
The flag behind
it even says how the U.S. developed its military aircraft insignia. So hold on a second. This is 1919. Says UK. So I don't know. I think maybe somebody's trying to rewrite history.
Be the U.S.
Should be U.S. question mark. So I added that to the little notes. Moving on up to 1920. We have the first de Havilland double-decker flight. London landed in Schiphol. Double-decker flight. In 1920?
What the heck is a double-decker flight?
I mean, I
know what a double-decker bus is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, you know, when I look this up, it gives me double-decker buses.
Yeah.
But, and this is telling me, proving that London's double-decker buses were not a tipping hazard. Okay, but, like, buses don't fly, unless you're talking about the Harry Potter one. But,
what's that over in the corner?
That's an airplane. But it's a biplane. Would that be considered double-decker? I mean...
I don't know.
But why not just call it a biplane? There was already a word for it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's a weird term, because there are double-decker planes now, but those are huge. Not 1920. So.
No.
Anyway, we also have the first flight by Dutch Airlines KLM. Koning Koninklijke Luchtvaart Maatschappij.
God.
Well, it's this here. So,
the heck?
Yeah. A joint venture with British Aerial Transport, a de Havilland double-decker plane from London lands at Schiphol in Amsterdam. So here we go again with this double-decker stuff.
Yeah.
So what is going on with this? Like, so I'm going to look this up. KLM. Maybe this will tell me about... Okay, well, this is not from 1920.
No.
Well, KLM is that. But what the hell is a double-decker plane? Well, if anybody can let us know in the comments what a double-decker plane is, that'd be wonderful.
Well, I know why they went to their initials, KLM.
Yeah. Anyway, 1921, U.S. President Warren G. Harding opened by telephone the first Valencia Orange Show in Anaheim, California.
By telephone.
Called in by telephone. Almost looks like he's holding a telephone, you know? So, I wonder... I saw it in a stand-up comic special once, but legitimately, how long until this is no longer known?
Yeah.
Because it's like soon that's just going to be replaced by this. Like, I'll call you.
Yeah.
Because like this.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, the save icon is a floppy disk, and now there's multiple generations of people now who are approaching, if not already at adulthood, who thought that a floppy disk was somebody who 3D printed the save icon. They don't know what a floppy disk actually was.
Yeah. Okay.
So in the telephone icon, the telephone icon of really quick, what's the phone icon look like? Okay, yeah, it's still a normal receiver.
Yeah.
But how long until that fades into obscurity, until nobody really remembers what that is?
That's you put on your smartphone and it's not very distinguishable.
Yeah.
The handheld phone is still very distinguishable.
Well, yeah, but how long until
square thing?
Well, no, how long until people recognize that that's what phones used to look like, and before it's just an image to represent the phone?
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back on this. Here we go. 1923, a fire during the closing day ceremonies at Grover Cleveland School, South Carolina. That's not good. 1 century ago, 1926, Chiang Kai-shek was made supreme warlord in Canton. We also have Wilhelm Marx succeeded Hans Luther as Chancellor of Germany. 1927, MLB Chicago Cubs beat Boston Braves 4-3 in 22 innings at Braves Field in Boston, Massachusetts. 1927 as well, U.S. Army aviation pioneer Major Harold Geiger died in the crash of his Arco DH-4 de Havilland plane at Olmsted Field, Pennsylvania. May you rest in peace. 32, U.S. Congress changed the name of Puerto Rico to Puerto Rico. So instead of Porto, it's Puerto. Puerto. I had a friend in Puerto Rico. 1933, Vidkun Quisling and Johan Bernard Hjort formed the National Samling, the National Socialist Party of Norway. I only bring that up because I want to remind people, how horrible things were, and the whole point of teaching history is to ensure nobody repeats it. 1937, Juan Negrin succeeded Largo Caballero as Spain's premier. So during the Spanish Civil War, the Largo Cabello government resigned in the wake of the Barcelona May Days, leading Juan Negrin to form a government without the anarcho-syndicist CNT in its stead. 1938, radio quiz show Information Please debuted on NBC Blue Network. I took a quiz earlier today, partially because of that. I was getting a lot of, I took a World War II quiz. I only missed a couple of questions.
Oh, okay.
So, 38, U.S. Congress approved Vincent Naval Act, which funded a 2-ocean navy. We needed that. The Atlantic and the Pacific.
Yeah.
It's telling me an image search this, so I saw something. Oh, yeah, here we go. So President FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt's signature on the 1940 Vincent Walsh 2-Ocean Navy Act set the stage for the United States' global naval dominance in World War II. The bill expanded the fleet by 70%, calling for 18 carriers, 7 battleships, 33 cruisers, 115 destroyers, 43 submarines, and 15,000 aircraft, marking the largest naval buildup in U.S. history, possibly world history at that point.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, when, if ever, has anybody ever built more ships than us? Like, you know, in that time, in any time.
Yeah.
You know? That's wild. 39, first televised baseball game was broadcast on NBC with Princeton University defeating Columbia University 2-1. So
that is a cool picture. I like that.
Yeah. Now what makes me wonder is that's the camera. So whose camera is taking a picture of the camera?
Well, that's a movie camera, I would think. You know,
well, yes, it's a TV camera.
And now you got someone taking a still.
I'm making a joke.
I know.
Yeah.
But not funny.
Okay. Damn. Sorry if I offended you. Jeez. Not funny. For other source, the Columbia Lions and the Princeton Tigers played in the United States' first televised sporting event, a collegiate basketball, or I guess collegiate. There we go. A collegiate. Yeah, collegiate. Baseball game in New York City. All right. 1940, Germany occupied Brussels, Belgium, and began the invasion of France. Did we talk the other day, like 2 days ago, about their tanks crossing the Ruhr or something? 1940, Nazis bombs Middelburg / B. Iserzat, began illegal defiance. No idea what the heck that means. It's weird. 1941, Pennsylvania declared legal holiday to honor Philadelphia A's baseball club manager Connie Mack. So Connie Mack Day.
Yeah.
41, 42, Dutch SS vowed loyalty to Hitler. So the Netherlands. So 1943, millionaire Howard Hughes crashed into Lake Mead while test flying his Sikorsky S-43, killing CAA inspectors Cecil Klein and Richard Felt. Wow.
Oh, geez.
And he didn't do jail time? I mean, that's involuntary manslaughter, at least.
Well,
you know?
if it's an accident.
If I hit somebody in an accident in a car and they die, I'm going to get slapped with involuntary manslaughter. And like what is it, second degree murder or something? Because it's not premeditated, but it's murder.
Yeah.
I ain't walking.
That's involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah. So how would he get a pass?
I don't know.
It's the same thing, just different vehicles. So, it's because he's wealthy. Whoop-de-doo.
That's out of Vegas, Lake Mead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's over behind the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
1943, the United States Army contracted with the University of Pennsylvania's Moore School to develop the ENIAC, the Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. So the first, computer. We've spoken about the ENIAC before. Do you remember about the ENIAC?
I don't.
ENIAC. You'll remember the picture once I bring it up here. Like this. I've shown this before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that huge thing. Oh.
Yeah.
1944, U.S. General Dwight D. Eisenhower set D-Day for June 5th. Now, you want to know why it was moved to June 6th?
Weather.
You are correct. Yeah. Lewin's time, 1946. KVP, Labor Communists won first post-World War II Dutch parliamentary elections. Uh-oh. Communists, not good. 46 as well, U.S. President Harry Truman seized control of nation's railroads to delay a strike. I don't like that, man. You're basically you're overreaching governmental powers to put down the will of the people.
Yeah, but
that's not right.
Talking about, the war was over.
Yeah. Even if the war wasn't over, it doesn't matter. If you're not representing your people, then what are you warring about?
Well, in time of need, when you're trying to survive, you got to kind of say, hang on and we'll figure it out when the war's over.
Yeah.
I'll give you some slack, but that's not the case.
I'll give slack as well, but
that's not the case here.
Yeah. 48, Israel liberated Acre, Nebi Yusha, and Todate. Yeah, well, depending on your point of view, you can call it liberated, or you can call invade, occupied, and colonize. So, which one, people debate all that all the time. 1949, British government recognized the Republic of Ireland, previously the Irish Free State. 4 years later, in 1953, the Yanks and Browns used a record 41 players in a game. That's a lot of players on the, not on the field at once, but in total.
Yeah, not there once. Yeah. That's a lot of people playing that game.
I wonder.
Pinch hitters, pitchers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder, has that record been broken?
Well,
Oh.
that's a lot of, by 53 you'd think it has been.
Let's see, MLB record, most players in a game. Let's see, a list of major league single game runs batted and leaders. That's something else.
Yeah.
So, most hits in a single, no. Career. Well, this is going to require some digging that we don't have time for.
Yeah.
So I present that as like one of the challenges to the viewers. If you can figure out an answer to that question, please let us know in the comments.
We know 41 was a record at one time.
Yes, well, I mean, yeah. No, that was 53.
41 players.
Well, 41 players, yes. 1954, U.S. Supreme Court unanimously ruled on Brown versus Topeka. Board of Education reversed 1896 separate but equal Plessy v. Ferguson decision ruling racial segregation in public schools as illegal.
Good.
Yeah, no.
Separate equals crap.
Separate but equal, the first thing I thought of was Animal Farm. Jules Verne's Animal Farm. Like we're separate but equal,
Yeah.
But and then that turned into some people are more equal than others. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
57 as well. Prayer pilgrimage, the biggest civil rights demonstration to date in Washington D.C. 57 school desegregation law. Brown versus Board of Education. We also have Bobby Kane became the first black student to graduate from an integrated public high school in the South.
Hey.
Excellent.
1957.
Yep.
Jeez.
59, Sam Snead set PGA record for 36 holes at 122.
Sammy Snead.
Yeah. I want his hat. He kind of looks like, what's his face from Caddyshack? No Respect guy. What's his face?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I can't think of his name.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, he looks like Rodney Dangerfield's character, Caddyshack. Wait, hold on a second. Dangerfield, Caddyshack. Because there's a scene where he had a hat or something. Where is it? Like, remember when he was in the store?
I
Like he has a cap on.
Yeah.
But he was wearing that's right. This is a scene from the store. He was wearing this hat or something, and he was talking about how ugly it was, and then the judge is wearing the exact same hat.
That's on a
mannequin on the left. Yeah. That's the judge over there.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, what else do we got here? 1959, Sanctuary of Christ the King was inaugurated, a 28-meter or 92-foot high monument and shrine overlooking Lisbon, Portugal. No, this is not Christ the Savior.
No, it's not.
No, this is something else. Portugal by sculptor Francisco Franco de Sousa. So not to be confused with Francisco Franco. Which, why is that name familiar? Francisco Franco. Was he the fascist Spain? Francisco Franco? Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking. While I was quiet, I was thinking. I think you're right.
But yeah, this almost looked like San Francisco, though. That looks like the Golden Gate Bridge.
It sure does.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. What else do we got here? 1959, in Cuba, the first agrarian reform law, a cornerstone of the Cuban Revolution, was signed by Fidel Castro, aiming to eliminate large foreign-owned estates and redistribute land to over 100,000 peasants. I agree with the first part. Don't have foreign powers come in and start buying all your land out from under you. Because Australia had to push a law in the 90s because a bunch of Japanese, were just, in an individual level, just going in buying this plot of land, that plot of land, and they're losing their country out from under themselves.
Yeah.
So they had to pass a law that from that point forward, it didn't do anything retroactively to my knowledge, but from that point forward, no, native Japanese is allowed by law to own land anymore. If you inherited it, if you had it before the passage of the law or whatever it was enacted, then you're good. But from then on, if you're from Japan and coming over, you can't buy land anymore.
And in World War II, a lot of Japanese lost everything, their homes, everything.
Well, that was over here as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about Australia.
I know.
Yeah. But also, how much farmland is owned by China of ours,
Yeah.
U.S. land needs to belong to U.S. citizens only. Period. If foreign powers want to come in, fine, they can rent. But ownership, no. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. So, Anyway, and then the second part, the redistributing land to over 100,000 peasants, that's common communist crap, and I don't even... So you start saying redistribute, no, 1960 as well, the first atomic reactor system patented by J.W. Flora of Canoga Park in California.
Canoga Park? Holy
yeah. 61, Columbia Records officially opened the Pittman pressing plant designed by U.S. architect Minoru Yamasaki in Pittman, New Jersey. What's a Pittman pressing plant? You ever heard of what is a pressing plant? Like, I looked this up. Columbia Records pressing plant. Oh, so I guess it makes records? Because I looked this up and it showed me, like, that's a record, a vinyl record. Okay. Like, very...
They do press them, yeah.
Yeah. But why are we getting so much Twin Tower? Like, these are a bunch of models of the Twin Towers. What the hell? And then this weird building. So, and then another Jesus statue. So, I'm not getting... Oh, here we go. And this looks like a whole bunch of, like vinyl records stacked on top of each other. Like, what's that building down over in LA proper? Yeah. Capitol Records building or whatever it's called?
Whatever it is. Looks like a record, yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of records. So. Yeah. Anyway, 61, Fidel Castro offered to exchange Bay of Pigs prisoners for 500 bulldozers. 62, Marin County withdrew from the Bay Area Rapid Transit System, BART. 63, Houston Colt 45's Don Nonnerbat no-hits Phillies 4-1.
That was the original name when they...
I know, that's why, because there's two Colt 45's articles today. I want to talk about them as much as possible to really rub people's nose in the fact that we were a lot more friendly towards guns and gun ownership.
Well,
we used to be a better
changed
culture.
It to the Houston Astros, which everybody knows now.
Yeah, because they're trying to get rid of...
Yeah, the Houston Colt 45.
Well, yeah, that's because that's part of the plan to, de-gun our culture. So
they also moved to the Astrodome. That has something to do with it.
Maybe. 64, the first Tim Hortons coffee and donut shop opened in Hamilton, Ontario by NHL player Tim Horton. So good old Tim Hortons. A little interesting because I didn't even realize that till after we got back. But we stopped for donuts. We got a dozen donuts this morning. So I unintentionally celebrated. And we still have some more, so I'm going to celebrate some more after this.
You're on your own on those.
64 as well, Phillies tie to play Houston Colt 45s. So, once again about the Colt 45s. Yeah. 67, the Six-Day War, President Gamal Abdel Nasser of Egypt demanded dismantling of the peacekeeping UN emergency force in Egypt. Good luck with that. 68, European Space Research launched first satellite, I guess organization. It just says org. So... 68, Frank Howard belted record 8th home run in 5th straight game. Wow.
Oh, yeah, Frank Howard.
69, My Wife, My Dog, My Cat by Maxman and the Agents hit number 92. I hope they're different entities. I was hoping a bigger reaction from you. Man. 1969 as well, Baltimore, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh agreed to go from NFC to AFC in NFL.
Yeah.
So from the National Football Club to the American Football Club and the National Football League.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. They switched divisions.
Yep. We have the Venera program in 1969. Soviet Venera 6 began its descent into the atmosphere of Venus, sending back atmospheric data before being crushed by pressure and also melted. Remember the photo I showed you yesterday?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now, backstory, I didn't get it in time before you went to on the transfer from the AFC to the NFC. Mm-hmm. The backstory on that the Baltimore Colts then was so dominant when they were making these two separate AFC and NFCs. No one wanted to go in the same division as the Baltimore Colts.
Wow.
So that's why
when you're too
Cleveland
good
and Pittsburgh agreed to do it.
When you're too good for your own good.
Yeah.
1969. We got that one. 1970. Anonymous buyer purchased one of the pairs of ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz for $15,000 at MGM Studio Auction and donated them to the Smithsonian Institution.
That's cool.
Yeah. 71, Washington State banned sex discrimination.
Yeah.
Well, good luck enforcing that. 72, Netherlands and People's Republic of China exchanged ambassadors. We also have the Irish Republican Army, IRA, fired on workers leaving the Mackey's engineering works in West Belfast. Although the factory was sited in a Catholic area, it had almost entirely Protestant workforce. Yeah, that's just hoping for a problem at that point. 73, Angels outfielder Bobby Valentine broke his leg trying to scale a wall to prevent a Dick Green home run during 5-4 loss to the A's.
Wow.
Yeah. 73, Stevie Wonder, probably was called Little Stevie Wonder back then.
Yeah.
You know, released a music single, You Are the Sunshine of My Life, going on to #1 and winning him a Grammy Award for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance.
Yeah.
How old was he in 73? He was born in 50, so yeah, he was only 13.
No.
No, 23. So he
I
made
saw him as Little Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Back in the 60s. So he's born when?
1950. May 13th, 1950.
So 64, 65, he would have been 15, 16 years old. 16
Wow.
years old.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
74, Dmitri Soskokovich completed his 15th string quartet. Man, this guy just did music all over the place,
Yeah.
dude. We also have Symbionese Liberation Army shootouts with LAPD or Los Angeles Police. Why can't I read today? Resulted in the deaths of 6 SLA members in the gunfire and resulting fire. One of the largest police shootouts in U.S. history with more than 9,000 rounds fired. Good Lord. That's a lot of rounds. We also have the Ulster Volunteer Force, UVF, exploded 4 bombs in the Republic of Ireland, killing 33 civilians, wounding 300 more, highest number of casualties in a single incident during the Troubles. Terrible. Police in Los Angeles raid the Symbionese Liberation Army's headquarters, killing 6 members, including Camilla Hall. We just spoke about that. Like, in the 9,000 rounds thing. So, yeah, I must have not... put that in proper order. 75, Funky Gibbon by the Goodies hit 79.
Never
Does that
heard
sound...
of that, no.
Okay, well, I only put that in to see if you knew of it. But all right, 75 as well. NBC paid $5 million for the rights to show Gone with the Wind one time.
Wow.
Wow. In 1975 money.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's look it up. What would you say? 1975.
25, 50 years ago.
5,000 million. Yeah, so what would you say?
5 million? I'm going to say 15 million.
We have $30,949,814.
Wow, I'm way
and
under again.
13 cents.
Way under again.
Oh, just by half. So,
Yeah.
75, singer Mick Jagger at the age of 31 punched a restaurant window, needed 20 stitches for repairs. What an idiot. 76, an earthquake in Uzbekistan, thousands were killed. What was the scale number? What was the damage caused? Were there injuries? Numbers. I need numbers. And I need my numbers. 77, Nolan Bushnell opened the first Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater, later renamed Chuck E. Cheese, restaurant in San Jose, California. It's only something like that would later inspire Five Nights at Freddy's, would come from California. Now, do you know what the E stands for in Chuck E. Cheese?
It's Chuck E. Cheese. No.
The actual name is Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Oh, okay.
It's his full name. But I've never gone there, and I'm thankful because they really do have a big rat problem. 1977, Nolan Bushnell, we got that one. 78, Los Angeles Dodgers Lee Lacy hit a record 3rd consecutive pitch hit home run. 79, coldest temperature ever recorded in Hawaii, 12 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 11 Celsius on the Big Island at Mauna Kea Observatory, elevation 13,796 feet. Well, I mean, that's up there. You know, that's also very low in temperature. 79, MLB Philadelphia Phillies win over the Cubs 23-22 in 10 innings at Wrigley Field on a breezy day in Chicago. Teams combined for 13 first-inning runs and finished game with 50 hits, including 11 home runs.
11 home runs.
Yeah.
Must have been blowing out.
Yeah, well, breezy day.
Well, yeah, blowing out from home to outfield.
Yeah, maybe. So, 1980, a major race ride in Miami, Florida, resulted in 16 deaths and 300 injured. So rioting broke out in downtown Miami following the acquittal of 4 white police officers in the killing of Arthur McFooty, a black insurance salesman. Yikes. So then they turn around and they kill 16 people because an eye for an eye is, just what we all need to do, right? I mean, if they don't want the stereotype of being violent, then they need to stop being violent. I mean, I'm sorry, that happened to the guy, but don't go around and start burning shit down. That doesn't solve anything. It doesn't bring him back. No. I'm sorry, but there's better ways to handle it. 1980, Paul and Linda McCartney appeared in remote segment from England after being awakened by Father Guido Sarducci on Saturday Night Live. So, did they call him in the middle of the night, local time or something?
I don't know.
That's a weird thing to say.
I have no idea.
1980, V.S. Kumar Anandan from Sri Lanka balanced on 1 foot for 33 hours to Guinness World Record. I wonder if it's still a record, and if it's not, or if it is, either way, call David Rush. He just needs to make it 34 hours or something. 1980, General Shu Du-hwan of South Korea seized control of the government and declared martial law in order to suppress student demonstrations. We also have on the eve of presidential elections, Maoist guerrilla group Shading Path attacked a polling location in Shushi, a town in Ayakusho, starting the eternal conflict in Peru. Sorry. 83, Israel and Lebanon signed a peace treaty. Other source says Lebanon, Israel, and the U.S. signed an agreement on Israeli withdrawal from Lebanon. All right. 83, the U.S. Department of Energy declassified documents showing world's largest mercury pollution event in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, ultimately found to be 4.2 million pounds or 1.9 kT. Don't know what that is. In response to the Appalachian Observer's Freedom of Information Act request, FOIA. So, FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. 1984, Cincinnati Reds Mauro Soto threw 4 strikeouts in 1 inning.
Ooh, Mario Soto,
yeah. 84 as well, Marvin Creamer became the first known person to sail around the world without navigational instruments, arriving back in Cape May, New Jersey, after 513 days.
Ooh.
That's almost 2 years.
Yeah.
That's like a year and a half or something. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
With no navigational instruments, he's lucky he got back. We also have Prince Charles called proposed addiction to the National Gallery, London, a, quote, monstrous carbuncle. A monstrous carbuncle on the face of a much-loved and elegant friend. I can't do a British accent anymore for some reason. Sparking controversy on the role of the royal family in course of modern architecture. So, what is this? The edition of the National Gallery in London? I'm gonna image search this.
I don't understand it completely.
It's some edition that they did.
It has a carbuncle on it?
I guess this part here, because the National Gallery, it's a museum.
Yeah.
And so this is an addition to it. And he's saying that the addition is a monstrous carbuncle on the face of a much-loved and elegant friend.
Okay, yeah.
So he's calling it a cancerous tumor, essentially, yeah.
It's like what I call the pyramid in the Louvre.
Yes. 85, Les Anderson caught record 97-pound, 4-ounce Chinook salmon while fishing off the coast of Alaska. Dang. 86, The Chicken Song by Spitting Image hit number 1 in the UK pop charts. And I listened to a bit of it, and it was so weird and dumb. I couldn't understand. And I completely forgot why I was even listening to it. So I don't even have it up here to show you guys, nor am I going to bring it. If you guys want to see it, you can look it up yourself. So
Chicken Song.
It was terrible. Spitting Image, I had no idea they were from that far back, though. So, AO's time, 1987. We got your time, right?
Yeah. I guess so.
USS Stark hit by Iraqi missiles. 37 sailors died. 1987, we have the Iran-Iraq War. An Iraqi Dassault Mirage F-1 fighter jet fired 2 missiles into the U.S. Navy warship USS Stark, killing 37 and injuring 21 of her crew. 89, we have the longest cab ride at 14,000 miles, costing $16,000 for a cab ride. It was later surpassed.
Wow.
By what?
Yeah. That's not a bad deal. Hardly a little bit more than $1 a mile.
Well, considering that
14,000 miles, that's across the continent and back.
Well, the continental U.S. from east to west coast is roughly 3,000 miles.
Okay, so it's got to do it 4 times.
The circumference of the Earth on the equator is 25,000 miles.
Yeah.
So this is
we don't know
12,000.
where this was.
Yeah, but like, how many stops?
I don't know.
It's ridiculous. 1989 as well, Nelson Mandela, at the age of 70, received a BA from University of South Africa. So they have bachelor's right there?
Yeah.
Oh.
I wonder if that was an honorary degree.
Well, it should say if it is.
Yeah.
So, 1990, I find this hilarious. Cheers star Kelsey Grammer was sentenced to jail for 30 days for a DWI. So you mean to tell me an actor from a sitcom involving drinking got arrested? Yeah, Cheers.
Oh, about the bar, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, isn't he Norm?
No, he's not Norm. He's Fraser.
Cheers star Kelsey Grammer. Okay.
Yeah, well, he was a second.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's right.
And then he had his own show, Frasier.
Yeah. Spin-off. But no, like, Cheers is the bar's name is Cheers.
Yes.
So.
And then there's Norm, and there's 2 of them.
Yeah, well, the whole Norm thing is like the theme song, when everyone knows your name. No, but I know. What I'm trying to say is, Cheers, a show about a bar, and a star in the show getting arrested for driving while intoxicated. You know, that's ironic.
And if it was Norm, it would have been really ironic.
It would have been hilarious. 1990, European court ruled on pension rights for men and women. But what was the result? Like,
pension rights?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we also have the Bank of China Tower in Hong Kong, designed by I.M. Pai, open as the first super tall skyscraper outside the U.S. Now, remember that weird skyscraper that we saw yesterday? We were talking about I.M. Pai yesterday. Yeah. He's the guy who designed the Louvre Pyramid and all that jazz, everything. That's what this is. Like, it looked like the Willis Tower or the Sears Tower or whatever, but it wasn't. It was the one in China, the Hong Kong Bank China Tower.
Okay.
Yeah. So, 1990, World Health Organization took homosexuality out of its list of mental illnesses. Good. What the hell? Wow. 1992 as well, at least 10 people were killed as pro-democracy protests began in Thailand. So 3 days of popular protests against the government of Prime Minister of Thailand, Suchanita Krapavirivan, began in Bangkok, leading to a military crackdown that resulted in 52 officially confirmed deaths, hundreds of injuries, many disappearances, and more than 3,500 arrests. Disappearances, wow. Like that's a scary thing to say.
Good.
Yeah. 93 as well. Intel's new Pentium processor was unveiled. That's major.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Intel inside. 94, Bakili Maluzali's UDF won Malawi president's parliamentary election. They're Malawi's first multi-party elections. Epic. 95, Sean Nelson stole an M60 tank from the California Army National Guard Armory in San Diego and proceeded to go on a rampage.
I remember that. That's
I remember that too, yeah.
Got hung up on the divider.
The Meridian.
Meridian, yeah.
And he took his own, unfortunately, because, I mean, like, you know, you steal a tank, you're going to get executed. Like, that's ridiculous. So, but I remember seeing that. And famous and everything, and then I learned that you can drive a tank in Grand Theft Auto, so that's why I love that game. It reminded me of this, and I actually did this in the game, knocking over street poles.
Yeah, I remember watching that pole being knocked over.
Yeah, I remember watching that too as a young kid. One of my earliest memories. 97, troops loyal to Laurent Desire Kabila marched into Kinshasa and seized power, ending the First Congo War. Excellent. 98, New York Yankees pitcher David Wells tossed a perfect game in a 4-0 win against the Minnesota Twins at Yankee Stadium, New York.
A perfect game.
Yeah.
27 batters up and down, gone.
Yep. 2000, home stretch in the Philippines. An explosion rocked Glorieta 2, injuring 13 persons, mostly teenagers. According to local authorities, the homemade bomb was placed in front of a toilet beside a video arcade. What the hell? What? Why?
Why?
Oh, Philippines. So, 2000, Arsenal and Galatasaray fans clashed in the 2000 UEFA Cup final riots in Copenhagen. Yeah, always writing about sports. I just remember when the Lakers won. And then in celebration they overturned and set fire to a police car.
Yeah.
That's what they do when they win. Fuck. don't piss them off. 2001, U.S. President George W. Bush called for reduced regulations to encourage more oil, gas, and nuclear production. I don't like that last one.
Nuclear production. Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't. 2004, Massachusetts became the first U.S. state to legalize same-sex marriage. We covered that, I think, yesterday when California was the second. Remember we covered that?
Something.
And then it mentioned Massachusetts being the first.
Oh, okay.
In that article. It was yesterday or the day before. 2006, the aircraft carrier USS Horace Caney was sunk in the Gulf of America to be an artificial reef.
Oh, okay.
They got to update this. It's no longer the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, that's right.
Because America isn't a country; it's a continent.
Yeah.
You know. So,
Well, we're on the Gulf too, so
Yeah.
it's a more appropriate name. This
exactly.
time
That's what I keep saying. Like I've had legitimate arguments, like people like screaming at me, veins in the forehead and the neck, like screaming, "It's Gulf of Mexico, you fascist!" It's like, what's the name of the continent? North America. Well, there you go. You white supremacists! You're idiots. Because they're stupid.
Trump named it.
Well, they're just stupid.
If
Whoever.
Obama had changed it, it'd have been fine.
Yeah, well, true. I mean, they didn't care when he put kids in cages. That's true. He started that whole thing. So, 2007, demolition work began at Dublin's famous Lansdowne Road Stadium to be replaced by the new Aviva Stadium, opened in 2010. Okay? 2007 as well, trains from North and South Korea crossed the 38th parallel in a test run agreed by both governments. This was the first time that trains had crossed the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, since 1953. That is
parallel,
massive. Yep. Yeah.
38 parallel.
So, yep. 2008, Dale Jarrett's final race, the All-Star race, before joining ESPN's NASCAR coverage full-time. Okay. 2009, video game Minecraft was first released to the public while in development. And now it's gone on to be like the most sold, the most successful video game of all time. Like, millions sold and everything. Microsoft owns it now, unfortunately. 2010, archaeologists announced the discovery of the oldest tomb in Mesoamerica at 2,700 years old at Chiapa de Corzo, Mexico, containing the remains of a 50-year-old man. Well, not 50 anymore, but wow. So, Mesoamerica has always fascinated me, like the Aztecs, Mayans, Incas, all that jazz. So, where do they go? They just
that's what's
gone. Like a lot of people say that they just disappeared into the jungle, and then they
something had to happen.
They appeared, and just mated with the natives or the other natives. I guess they were already natives, and then the Spanish, and then it became the Mexicans that we know today. I don't know, like because there are some people out there with like Aztec blood or something. They figured something out. Like they have Mayan blood or whatever.
Yeah.
So. 2014, St. Jonathan Football Club won the Scottish Cup for the first time in 130 years, defeating Dundee United 2-0.
Good. Great.
Took them a while.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought the what was that other they never won a World Cup or a World Series or with a baseball team.
The Cubs.
The Cubs, yeah. And then they did in 2020, right, or something. Somewhat recent.
Yeah.
So I was alive when they finally won.
Yeah.
And we thought they had a dry spell, Yikes. 2014 as well, the center-right Hindu Nationalist Party, the BJP, led by Narendra Modi, won in a landslide general election victory in India. All right. 2015, Blurry Face, the fourth studio album by 21 Pilots, was released. First album ever to have every track gold certified. Dang. That's a good song, Blurry Face. 2015, gunfight between rival biker gangs and police in Waco, Texas, leaving 9 dead and 18 injured. 170 people later arrested for organized crime. Yikes.
Waco's got some weird vibe on it.
Yeah, I know. This is the third article this year we've had about Waco, at least.
Yeah.
So, 2015, Irish singer Hozier won Top Rock Artist and Top Rock Song, Take Me to Church, at the Billboard Music Awards. This was removed from primary source, probably because of the name, Take Me to Church. Heaven forbid we have anything, that talks about Christianity in popular culture without it, shitting on it, at least. 2017, U.S. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein appointed former FBI Director Robert Mueller as special counsel to investigate any links between Russia and individuals associated with Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. Well, it's funny that they never found any collusions between Hillary when she sold Russia our uranium deposits.
Yeah.
Where's the collusion there, huh?
Yeah.
So
we spent millions upon millions of dollars on that.
Stupid. And why the fuck are we selling the Ruskies nuclear material? What the
We made a deal.
Damn Clintons. 2018, Gina Haspel confirmed as the first female director of the CIA by U.S. Senate. Alright, I hope she does a good job. I hope she earned it and didn't just, walk into it. So, 2018, Michigan State University will pay $500 million in claims to 300 survivors of sexual abuse involving Larry Nassar, the largest sexual abuse case in sports history. So, I don't know. It sounds familiar. Like I remember something about some guy in a college just getting absolutely annihilated, as he should have. 300 survivors of sexual abuse.
Yeah.
And this is just from one guy from Michigan State University. So crazy. 2019, Taiwan's parliament voted to legalize homosexual marriage, the first Asian country. All right, good old Taiwan, excellent. 2020, former U.S. President Barack Hussein Obama criticized the U.S. government's handling of the pandemic during an online address to graduates, saying officials, quote, aren't even pretending to be in charge, end quote. Oh, shut up, Obama, freaking terrorist. 2020, Michael Jordan's autograph Air Nike 1s trainers from 1985 sold for a record $560,000 in an online auction. That is some expensive kicks right there. 2021, Cyclone Todate made landfall in the Indian state of Gujarat with wind speeds of up to 160 kilometers an hour, 100 miles an hour. Wow. That's fast.
Yeah.
Long working hours killed 745,000 people a year in 2016 in the first study of its kind by the World Health Organization.
What country? Oh, this is
just worldwide. So just on a global level, 745 people
overworked
died.
Died from being overworked.
Well, this says in 2016 because this was released in 2021.
Right.
So
whatever year it is, still.
Yeah.
I'm aghast at it.
Yeah. 2023, Montana was the first U.S. state to ban TikTok, with Governor Greg Greenfort signing legislation to ban the Chinese-owned social media network to protect against alleged intelligence gathering. Yeah, I still say ban TikTok, ban YouTube, ban Facebook,
well, they were
ban
supposed
all
to
of
sell
these.
that to an American company. I don't know whatever happened.
They did, I think, but that doesn't stop the U.S. company from just being China's little bitch like Disney already is, so... and I want to go back really quick to the whole, all those overworking hours and everything. Yeah. Like, to me, like as someone who's like more of a boomer, more like somebody of your generation than someone of my own, I'd just be like, this is just them trying to validate being lazy, Say in a joking way, saying oh blah blah. They're overworking, we're dying, so let's not work as hard. Yeah. Oh, you're just being lazy, As a lazy person, I want to support this, but as an informed person, I cannot support this because the World Health Organization is compromised.
Yeah, well, it could be all crap.
Yeah. Anyway, 2023, Nepalese Sherpa Kami Rita Sherpa, at the age of 53, climbed Mount Everest for a record 27th time. Now he was a Sherpa, so he's helping them. So, 2023 as well, scientists discovered comb jellies, or ctenophores, are the closest relative to the very first animals that evolved 500 million years ago by focusing on groups of genes on chromosomes. The oldest near-complete Hebrew Bible, the Codex Sassoon, from the late 9th, early 10th century, sold for $38.1 million at Sotheby's in New York, one of the highest prices for a book at auction. Now, books, I definitely would spend that kind of money on, because books, when they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, well, a book is worth a lot more than that, and it already has 1,000 words. So, what else do we got here? 2023, world now likely to pass the key warming threshold of 1.5 Celsius, with scientists predicting 66% this will happen chance between now and 2027. So, I don't know, I guess, like,
It's
this is more bullshit, though. Yeah. World's oldest architectural plans revealed on 2 stone monoliths mapping huge prehistoric stone structures called desert kites, thought to trap wild animal herds in southeastern Jordan and northern Saudi Arabia. I'm going to do an image search of this really quick. So, oh wow. Okay, so this is it's like these are walls. But this is saying this was captured on monoliths. Oh, right here. So these are the this is the monolith.
Yeah.
And I think this is depicting this or something, because this is to capture. Like if you have all these walls here, you see how there's all walls, and you move you usher the herd in here, then they're trapped in the walls. If I'm reading this correct, and this monolith depicts doing that. If I'm reading that correctly. Anyway, last article here. 2025 Mexican Navy training ship ARM Cuauhtémoc, a 160-foot tall steel-hulled, 3-masted bark, drifted into the underside of New York City's Brooklyn Bridge, snapping the ship's mast, killing 2 sailors and injuring dozens more. I remember seeing this.
Yeah, I do too. I'm trying to visualize it, and I can't quite.
That. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a tragedy.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful ship.
Yeah.
So I hope they have it repaired and rest in peace to 2 who died. That's very unfortunate. Anyway,
they were up on the top, weren't they, or something?
Yeah, somewhere, something like that, or maybe like something fell on them. I have no idea. But anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar in the description for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things on the Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we only brought you a portion from our 2 sources combined. So we got through all of this in the past, 5/4 of an hour there. So yeah, for you knows the past events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Moon.
And UVRU. And until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at our intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe.